Let me ask you about Donald Trump's reaction. Basically, it was to say, well, nothing's going to change. Hillary conceded, but also he then threw in almost gratuitously, by the way, I would have won the popular vote if it weren't for the millions of illegals committing voter fraud. What do you think of his reaction?
I think it was foolish. I think he should just take the position that the vote was legitimate and we want to have it settled and get to work governing the country. And he hopes to represent everyone. I think the high vote is the way to go. And I think no serious study shows 3 million illegal voters either. So the Washington Post did a big study a few years ago. It was actually pretty controversial, but it was surprisingly conservative. I think 6% they said of perhaps the residents who are here who aren't citizens did vote in some, I think it was 2008 election. But if you do the math, you still get to a few 100,000. So again, I think it was foolish. But, I'm the guy who thought a lot of things he did was foolish, and he obviously won the election, and maybe this is a good way for him to rally his voters and say, well, if you want to play with fire, we'll play with fire as well. It's just that he can have some of his operatives say things like that, but really he should probably try to rise above it, and he's appointing a pretty good cabinet, it looks like. I think he's better off being president-elect and not continuing the campaign.